Welcome to the day one of Excel Automation Bootcamp. Today we will see the basics of Excel development and macros. So let's get started. First, I'll briefly introduce myself, then we will see the setup of the course, then we'll see the basics, then we'll activate the developer tab, then we'll see the macro security settings, then we'll learn about macro enabled workbooks, then we'll record a macro, then we'll run a macro, and then we'll see the option of relative references while recording the macros, and finally come on to today's actions. Okay, so first a brief introduction about myself. My name is Kapil Manchanda and I'm an engineer by profession. I design plant engineering softwares. I'm also a YouTuber. I also wrote a book and I'm a Toastmaster. I'm based in Delhi and I traveled around the world providing automation solutions for various industries. Throughout my career, I learned a lot about Excel and learned a lot of techniques. And I saw that people are not able to, use Excel to the best possible way, right? Because they lack this knowledge of VBA and macros. And through this course, I will try to impart that knowledge to you, right? So moving forward, this is the setup of the course. So I do not call it a course, I call it a workshop. Workshop being that I will here deliver you something, you'll see the video content, and then I want you to practice that content, right? So it's a kind of a workshop where you also have to participate. Each day you will be given links for videos to watch. Okay, I want you to open Excel and practice along as you see the videos. If you do not practice, then you will not make benefit out of this course. And then attempt the quiz at the end of each day. So in the description of each video, you will find the quiz link. So once you are done with the video, please try to attempt the quiz to test your knowledge. WhatsApp group will be open for any questions, issues, and sharing of information during the course. Okay, and please maintain discipline and do not spam the group, right? So moving forward, let's come to the basics of Excel where we will apply the VBA knowledge. So when we have to get a desired output, for that we should be clear what is the input, right? And the input could be in the form of data in some cells or it could be somewhere else. So we have to see what kind of input it is, clearly identify that input, then we'll define a clear logic based on which we will get the desired output. So that is what we'll do throughout the course. We'll clearly identify the input everywhere, we'll define the logic, and then we get the desired output. Also, I'd like to make you aware of the basic terminology of the cells in Excel. So for example, I click on this cell. This is on the row 22. So these are the rows. So 1, 2, 3, and this is the 22nd row. Like, and similarly A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H are the columns, right? So I'm on the 22nd row and the fifth column. So either we could write it 22 comma E or 22 comma 5. Similarly, if we take another example, this is 29 comma 6, like F corresponds to 6. Similarly, this is 27 comma 10, so J corresponds to 10, or you could say this, take this example 21 comma M, right? So that is the basic terminology we will follow throughout the course when we are referring to cells. Okay, so let's move forward. The first step is to activate the developer tab. This tab is not available by default, but you can activate it. Okay, so now I want everybody to open your Microsoft Excel and then go to the file menu and then go to options. That is the last thing that you see on this table, right? And when you do that, you will come up with an Excel options window, right? Here you should go to customize ribbon, and here you'll find the developer tab, and if it is unchecked by default, then you can check mark it. So once you do that, you will see the developer tab here on your top window. The other way could be you could right click on the empty area here. So right click on the empty area here and click on customize ribbon. Okay, so once you do that, you will get the same window, and here please check mark and enable the developer tab. So that's the first step. Let's move on to the second step. Okay, the second step is macro security. So once you have enabled the developer tab, you will get to see this kind of a menu, right? And here we have a button which says macro security. So once you click it, there will be different macro settings that will be visible. Now here what you have to do is you have to select the last option which says enable all macros not recommended potentially dangerous codes can run, right? You can select that because whatever codes we will run in this program are not dangerous. I can assure you of that. Or what you could do is you could use this option which says disable all macros with notification. So whenever you open a worksheet with macros, then you will get this kind of an alert that macros have been disabled, enable content, and then you will have to click on enable content. But I prefer using the last option. So please enable your macro securities now. Okay. Once done, move forward, and then we come to the macro enabled workbook. Now, the default extension for an Excel workbook is star.xlsx, right? But when we save any workbook which contains macros, the extension changes to star.xlsm, right? So it's an Excel macro enabled workbook. So I request you all to save your file as star.xlsm. Okay, you could give it any name, but this should be the extension. If you try to save a workbook which contains a macro, okay, then you will get this kind of a pop-up. It says the following features cannot be saved in macro free workbooks, right? And here if you save to continue saving as macro free workbook, click yes. So if you do that, your macro will be lost. So here you have to select no and save the file as star xlsm, right? Okay, so let's go back and see. The first step is to activate the developer tab. First do that, then do the necessary macro security settings, then save your file as star.xlsm. So once you are done with all these three steps, you are ready to run and record your first macro. Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, so now first let's understand what is a macro. So a macro is a kind of code that is written in VB, okay, which will execute, once it is asked to. So it can run on buttons, it can run on, some events or things like that. So we'll see that throughout the course. But if you are not a programmer or you do not know how to write the codes, these macros can also be recorded, right? And the step to do that is once you're on the developer tab, there is a button which says record macro. You have to click this button, and after that whatever keystrokes that you do on Excel, okay, these will be recorded. And once you are done with all the keystrokes, you have to click on stop recording, right? So this is what we will see. We'll do a practical example of this, and you could save these by defining a macro name, let's say macro 1, macro 2, or test macro, or whatever name you want to give, right? So you can define your own custom names, and these get saved in your workbook, right? So let's go to the practice sheet and see how this macro can be recorded. Okay, so I am on a blank sheet here. This is a backup data which I have kept, and you'll see the purpose of this. Okay, so first what I'll do is I will copy this backup data and paste it here like this. Now assuming this is my Excel data, okay, and I want to format this data, okay, but this is one activity which I have to do every day. Now what I'll do here is I will record a macro that will format this data on its own, and once I record it, after that the second time when I want to do it, it will be done automatically on a single click, and it will be done automatically. Okay, so let's see how this works. First I'll go to the developer tab, and here I will click on this button record macro. So now as soon as I do that, you will see the window comes up which says what is your macro name. You could define any name. I'll keep it macro 1, and it will be stored in my workbook. You could also add a description if you want, right? So I'll keep it macro 1, and now whatever I click on this sheet will get recorded in the background, right? So first I will select the entire data, okay, go to the home tab, and I'll bring the text to the center. Okay, then I'll change the background color, let's say to this, and then maybe I'll go to the format cells, and I will put a border, okay, right? So I formatted the data in the desired way which I wanted, and once I'm done with all this, I'll go back to the developer tab and click on stop recording. Okay, so what has happened now is I have formatted my data, and the formatting steps have been recorded, right? And now what I'll do is I'll just remove this data again. So I'll delete this data, and maybe also format the cells back. So that's the original state. Okay, so I'll again copy the backup data from here and then paste it here. So this is my original state of the data, right? And I want to format it, right? But now I don't have to do all those steps like selecting the data, getting the data in the center, then changing the background color, then, getting the borders. I'll not do that. I'll directly run the macro. How to do that? I'll go to the developer tab and then here I'll choose this option which says macros. Okay, I'll click on macros and here I know that my macro was macro 1. So I'll select macro 1 and click on this run button. Okay, and as soon as I do that, you see this data is automatically formatted, right? So it makes it very easy. Okay, the reason why it did was that we had recorded this macro once, and now every time I come with the same sheet and the same data, okay, it can perform the same operation on its own just using a single click. So I avoided 10 clicks, and just with one click I could get my desired result. This is a very small example on a very small set of data just to explain you, but you could do this on multiple sheets, on larger datas. The effect is the same. Okay, and just to see what is recorded or what is inside macro 1, you could click on Visual Basic. And here you could search for the relevant module. Okay, so in module 2 I have this macro 1 recorded, and you see this is what is generated on its own. You don't have to remember it, you don't have to understand what kind of coding is that, but this will work for you, right? So that's the way how we record a macro and apply it to a particular sheet. Okay, so let's go back. Now let's move to the next topic, which is run. Okay, so we have already seen how to run the macro, and we saw that we click this button macros here, we selected our macro and click the run command. Okay, another way to run the macro is if you go to the Visual Basic Editor, the place where we saw the macro one, right? There is also a run button which is mentioned here, so you could click that one and also run your macro. So both the ways, run the same macro, right? So just double check here that you are on the correct macro, that you want to run. Check with the macro name and then you can hit this run button. Okay, so that was about run. Now let's go to the last topic of the day, which is relative references. Okay, so what we have seen so far is that we recorded a macro and then we executed the macro by the run command. Okay, but now this macro will always run at the same set of cells. Okay, so if I've recorded them on some particular set of cells, it will always run on the same cells, right? But if you want it to run on any cell that you select, then you could choose the option of relative references. So to implement the result of macros on any selected cells on the sheet, the relative references options need to be selected. So this options come under the developer tab here below the record macro option. So let's try to see an example of that. Going back to the practice sheet again. First, what I'll do is I'll remove all this data. Okay. And just, okay. So now we are on the original practice sheet. Okay. So now I will copy this data again, paste it here, okay, and select the first cell here. Then before recording the macro, I'll go to the relative references and click this tab. So now you see the relative references is highlighted, okay, and now instead of selecting the entire data, we just have to select one cell or the starting cell, okay. Then I'll click the record macro button. This is macro 3 here. I'll click on OK. Then I select the entire data, okay, format it as I require, okay, and okay, so that's my requirement. And then what I want to do is I'll go to the developer tab and click on stop recording. So my macro 3 is recorded. Okay, so now you will see that when the macro 3 is recorded, I had the selection of use relative references already selected. Okay, so now we'll see the purpose of that. Okay, first I'll remove again the data. Okay, bring the sheet to the original format. Okay, and you see, so now I'll copy my backup data, paste one set of the data here, the second set of data here. Okay, And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run macro 3, which I recorded using the button use relative references clicked. And what will happen is this set of data will also get formatted. Okay, so wherever I place my cursor, the formatting will start from that place. Okay, so I select this cell, the first cell, I go to macros, I select the macro 3 and I click on run, and you see now these cells get formatted, right? So now you saw the purpose of relative references. It did not, format these cells, although the macro was recorded at this point or these cells, right? But it will only format the place where the selection or the mouse pointer is, the first cell is. Based on that, so based on the relative references, the data will get formatted. So that is the use of the relative references. So anywhere on the sheet, you could apply the same settings with different set of datas. Okay, so let's move back and then go to today's actions. So the first step is to activate the developer tab, then enable macros in your worksheet, then try recording your first macro and then running your macro. And then you could also try with relative references. Okay, and once you are done with all these activities, post macros mastered in the WhatsApp group. Thank you very much.